Good evening, it's Ryan, and you're here with the Sunday Windup with me and also Shop HQ. And let me see one thing really quick. Let me just double check that I have my videos here, or my, just make sure I have the links here for everything. Okay, just going to double check. Hey Godfather, how are you? I'm just looking really quick to see if I have the links here for the show. For some reason, I don't see them. Let me just click a button over here. Just bear with me, guys, for a quick second. Okay. You guys just hold on. I'm going to do a quick little text and just double check here. Give me 1 second, guys. The products. For the live stream. Let me see. Let me just click on myself. Let me see if everything is showing up here for the live stream off to the side. No. Okay. I'll just give Harry a quick little text here and see what the dealio is. Yeah, you guys don't see the things off to the side that are usually there. All right. Hi, Tim. Hi, Invicta Claus and Godfather. Thank you for being here. Okay. Well, we'll start off here in just a minute. I'll wait for Harry to get back to me. Yeah, I might have to restart. We'll see here in a minute. See what happens with that. So, yeah, usually I have up on my screen here. It'll show me all the different items we have during the course of the show. Otherwise, I can figure out a way to get around it. So, okay. Well, let's just, we'll start on here with everything. So, welcome to the Sunday Windup, everybody. My name is Ryan. Appreciate each and every one of you being here. So it's in partnership with me and also Shop HQ. And tonight I'm going to be doing Invicta. And actually, I really like these watches that we're going to be presenting to you guys. So thank you for the hearts. Appreciate that. Hope everybody enjoyed their weekend here. I definitely have. I have a little bit more work to do tonight, but everything is all good here. So, all right. Well, let me just go through a couple things really quick here. So we're looking at, I did a post, thank you for the hearts. I don't know if that's for me or for Harry, but I think that might be Invicta Claus. So anyway, let me know if you guys are actually following Shop HQ Insiders on Facebook. I actually put a post on my stories on Instagram today. That is the Ryan code. And so go ahead, follow the Shop HQ Insiders on Facebook and follow Shop HQ on everything. Follow them on Instagram, on Facebook. You can follow them on TikTok too. It's Shop HQ. Make sure to follow them even on YouTube and such. And then sign up for their email alerts and text alerts. I got my email alert today that showed, I think it was like 3 hours before, said that I'm coming up today here during the course of the show or tonight for the live stream. So yeah, give everybody a follow there. Give me a follow too. That is the Ryan code. That is going to be on Instagram and also on X and on TikTok. And then it's Invicta Ryan on Facebook. So, oh, hi Sandy. Thank you for being here. Appreciate that. All right. Well, let me see if, I think I tried this once before. Let me double check if I'm able to do this. I'm going to put a link. Oh, shoot, I don't know if I'm able to do that. Oh, here, maybe I can. Let me know if this link actually lines up, you guys, if it's active, okay? Let me know if you can click on that link. And let's see here. Oh, shoot. Nope, it's not. So, okay. Well, yeah, I tried it too, Godfather. That's okay. So I can figure out a workaround. Oh, Toledo Drew, thank you for being here. All right, you guys. Okay, let me see. I might be getting a message back here in a minute on that. Otherwise, we'll just go through, use the force. All right, well, let me know anything that you guys have done this weekend. I actually had to captain a couple cruises myself, so it was, I got some time out on the water and everything, which I always truly enjoy. I've been doing some work around the house today and just some other work there, getting ready for this live stream and everything else. So yeah, let me know if there's anything that you guys are really thankful for this weekend. And then we can start here probably in just another minute or two. But yeah, I have 4 different watches today. It's all going to be Invicta. And I think 1, 2, 3 of these, I don't think I've presented before. So actually, that's going to be really cool. Let me just polish this one up really quick. And okay. Yeah, so I'll just give you guys a quick little preview. So I'm going to have, which I've never seen before, M. Smith, how often do you do such shows? So M. Smith, actually I am doing these live streams right now every Sunday and every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern right here. And then I'm doing, and this will be about a half hour or so. And then on Thursdays and Fridays right now, I'm going to be off this Wednesday, and we might be moving that time around. We don't know yet. But Thursdays and Fridays actually on TikTok, and that's through Shop HQ Watches, and that's usually about 3 hours. And I have different watches on there. So it's fun to be able to just be interactive with everybody and listening to the comments and just seeing everything live too. I have a little bit more information on that. Yeah, on my wrist, actually, this is my first Invicta watch. So this thing is 20 years old. You can see I got some scratches on it and everything, but I don't know. My favorite color is blue. I've been wearing this watch a lot lately. I've also been wearing a Duxo Atlantica Deep Dive. So that's another thing that I've actually been wearing, which I really, really enjoy. But if you're interested in this watch, I think I can find it for you real quick. And let me do that while I'm just waiting to hear back from Shop HQ real quick on the live link. Give me 1 second, and let me see if I can do that. Let me see, 40 millimeter. Okay, so it should be right. That's one option. And yeah, okay. So it's going to be, if you just type in, let's see, it was Drew, right? Toledo Drew. So if you just go to Shop HQ's website, shophq.com, you just type in 40 millimeter Pro Diver automatic, it's going to be probably that first one right there. And so there are 3 different color choices. There's a gold tone with a blue, which looks like this, but it's all plated in 18 karat gold. Second one is just going to be a silver tone black, which is iconic. And the third option is actually going to be this. It's a 2-tone blue. It's 75% off right now from the MSRP. It's at $124.99. So it's probably what I paid for this 20 years ago. And yeah, I mean, I still wear it. It's an automatic 200 meters water resistant. Have it in the water, banged it around when I'm actually out captaining and everything else. So, I mean, it's really stood up throughout the test of time, and I just truly, truly just love this watch. I have other 40 millimeter Pro Divers too, and there are also more on Shop HQ's website. So definitely go and check that out. Toledo Drew, the 2-tone blue is not sold out. It is available. So here, I'll just copy everything here real quick. And so this is what you have to type in, Toledo Drew. I don't know if you can copy that or not, but if you copy what I just put for Invicta Ryan right there, if you put that in the search, you can then put that in the search for shophq.com, and you'll find it'll bring up some different Pro Divers. So it'll bring up, let me see if it's that specific one or if it's going to bring up a couple. It'll bring up actually a couple different versions. It's going to be actually a full page of it, but it's going to be a gold tone with the blue, and I'll show you what it looks like, and then we'll get on here with everything else. All right, so it's going to look like this right here, Drew, just like that. That's the watch, but you got to click on the 2-tone, which is going to be right here. And I'll take a photo of that for you so you can see that. And it is available right now. Here it is. That's on shophq.com. Yeah, you can never go wrong with that. And I'm sure everybody else on here will agree 110% on that. So, okay, let me see here. Oh, perfect. All right, we are good to go, you guys. All right. The IT department behind the scenes was able to get everything added in. So we're all good to go. Okay, cool. All right, let me start off here. Let me see. Okay, we are ready to go. All right, let me just see. Let me just check out everything really quick. Sandy's first Invicta watch was in 1986. Godfather's was 35 years ago. Yeah, they do hold up. Yeah. So Toledo Drew, hopefully you saw those photos I was posting right there. That's what you're getting. So, all right. Well, I've mumbled enough here. Let's get into everything. So we have a Watch Junkie is here too. I think mine was at the 1989 first Invicta. I still have it. Well, that's really cool, you guys. You know what? What we should do is, if you guys want, on social media, let's all post after the show your watch of the night being your first Invicta watch, and then let's just tag each other. That would be pretty cool. Yeah, I'll go to the Ryan code. I'll post this watch after my first Invicta watch. What was yours? And yeah, why don't you guys do it too? That'd be cool. All right, well, I'm going to kick off here with the live stream because everything's loaded in now. We're good to go. So let me just get right over here. Okay. And I just have to pull up one other photo I was going to show. Bob's was in 2006. He paid almost 1,000. He gave many away. Hey, Jesse, good to see you here again. All right, cool. All right, we're going to kick off tonight. So as I mentioned before, it's going to be Invicta. And 3 of these watches, 3 of the 4, I haven't seen before. And so that's going to be fun for me. And so the first watch, let me just make sure I got everything in order. Yeah. Okay, so what we're going to kick off with here is something that looks just, I think it looks elegant. And what we're looking at is a Pro Diver, the Scuba Edition. And so it's the men's 48mm Pro Diver quartz chronograph leather strap watch. Now the thing is with this watch is I have sold dozens and dozens and dozens, probably hundreds of presentations. I'm sure hundreds of presentations before with the Pro Diver Scuba, but I can never recall. Maybe there was a time that was actually on a leather strap. And yeah, Invicta claws, exactly. So yeah, Harry is also IT. So yes. But look at this, you guys. There are 2 different color choices. There's this version right here, the one I have, which is the black, obviously. And then I'll just show you the blue. The blue is going to be a silver tone with a black bezel, black dial. But then it's going to have the blue leather strap. So check that out. Okay, so those are the 2 color choices that are available. Now, the thing is, also with this is the strap isn't built into the lug system. So it's free moving. So smaller wrists, larger wrists, anything goes along. It's a pretty thick strap too. You do have to work with it just to get it a little bit more loose. So a little bit more fitted when you have this on. But look at the large croco embossing that's a part of this genuine leather strap. You have the contrast stitch also that just pops on the timepiece. Genuine leather on the back side. And you're going to also have Invicta on the other side here for the timepiece. So here's the thing is, the Pro Diver collection is what kicked off Invicta. And the Scuba was actually created to really get into some of the bigger timepieces out there, like another watch we're going to have here a little bit later on. And customers just gravitated towards this timepiece. I mean, they wanted just even more and more and more Scubas. That's what I was saying. I was presented probably hundreds of Scubas before. It was a bigger watch at the time, that 48mm. And they're either on bracelets or they had the silicone straps. And now, like I said, this is totally unique for me. Maybe I did present 1 or 2 on a leather strap. I don't remember, but this definitely stood out to me. So you're getting the black and you get a little bit of that luster on the strap, unidirectional rotating bezel on the timepiece, and everything is just done in the 18 karat gold plating and then also the black, which you know me, I've always been a big fan of the black and also that 18 karat gold. I love the contrast, but this really expanded the Pro Diver collection just even that much more, just with this robust case design, with the increasing demand for larger timepieces. And many collectors are gravitating for that, and they still desire a bigger timepiece today. And so this watch just continues to deliver. Okay, well, let's talk about a few things on the inside. Yeah, I agree that leather definitely dresses this up. Yep, that's right, Jesse. Dress it up, dress it down. Sharp on that strap. I know. Now, here's the thing, you guys. I didn't even talk about it. Almost forgot. So I talked about the 2 color choices. Regular price is $7.95. Shop HQ brought it down to $99.99. Under $100. Let me just put it on my wrist real quick. Look at that. That's looking pretty sharp. And what do you guys think? I've received, people have texted me or instant messaged me when they see Invicta watches on TV, like not home shopping, just regular TV, and the actors are wearing watches. What are some of the watches that you've seen? I think people have sent me probably more scubas than anything. I know Russian divers were a thing for a while too that you would see on TV, and just pro divers also. But yeah, put in the comments if you've seen something on TV that was an Invicta watch outside of home shopping. Okay, well, let's go through everything on this. So what we're looking at here for the watch is 48 millimeters. I'll get out the calipers here. 48 millimeters for the case diameter. Should be right around that 17 millimeters for the case thickness. This version actually is that impact resistant mineral crystal with a little magnification window between the 4th and 5th hour markers, so you can easily read that calendar date of the month, which is displaying right now, the 28th day. The movement is a VD53 from Time Module Inc. And Time Module Inc. is actually a division of Seiko. So you're getting into a fine quality movement. Invicta's been partnered up with Seiko, or with Seiko / Time Module Inc. for many, 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 many years, okay? And so this VD53 is gonna give you a few different forms of information. So right there at the 3 o'clock position, that is going to be your 24-hour scale that's all geared in with keeping the time. So you know if it's AM or PM. So then you know actually if your date is gonna change over at either 12 o'clock PM or at midnight. Sometimes people will say, hey, my watch, something's wrong with it. It's changing the date at noon and not at midnight. What's wrong with it? Well, you just have to advance it 12 hours ahead. And some people just don't know, all right? So then you're getting the chronograph. And so with the chronograph on this timepiece, you'll see these are your chronograph seconds, chronograph minutes. Now here's the thing. You can see the second hand start to move at the very bottom of the dial. That's actually in operation right now. But there's also, with this movement, the relay function. And if you don't know what the relay function is with the chronograph, you can stop the chronograph. I need to try to hold it tight so you guys can see. You can stop the chronograph right here. So you can see I just stopped it. You can see the seconds. You can start it again. But with the relay mode, like let's say somebody's doing a lap, and then how fast did you do that first lap? You hit the bottom function pusher. That also stops the chronograph. However, the chronograph is still running behind in the background. So if you press that bottom function pusher again, watch the chronograph seconds when I press the button in 3, 2, 1, now. It catches up with where the chronograph was before, if it was just running in the background. So you can do that lap time with this, or people call it that relay. So then you can finally hit the stop, and then hit the reset, and then it goes all the way back to that 0 mark. All right, let's see, anything else? Water resistance on this, I think it is a 200 meters. Sometimes they're 100 meters, but yeah, this watch is 200 meters. But with the leather, I mean, Invicta treats their leather to, so it can get wet, but I just don't do it. I mean, it's just my thing, so. All right, let's get a couple of measurements out real quick. So the width right here, in between the lug area is going to be, move this out. We're looking at, 26 millimeters, which is going to be an inch. And then the strap will taper down, I think just a little bit perhaps. Yeah, just a little bit. So it's going to taper down to what, about 23 millimeters? Yeah, 23, 24 millimeters. And then you're going to have, this one's going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 notches. So in terms of wrist sizes, I have to bring it out just so we can get some hearts on this live stream, because I know I'm not getting any myself. The cone of sizing. So we're looking at about that 6-inch wrist, or no, yeah, 5. I would say probably 6, just because that leather strap has to be worked in a little bit more, all the way up to. You know what? I hope M. Smith, some more tungsten watches. I think the last ones Invicta did were the ones that I designed. To about that 8.5-inch wrist size. So just under that 8.5-inch wrist here for this timepiece. And let me see anything else. And with this movement too, it's going to be a 0 joule movement from Time Module Inc. battery operated. It's going to last probably about 3 years or so. If you run the chronograph consistently, it's going to take a little bit less because it's going to be drawing off that battery more. But then in addition, you're looking at under 20 seconds per month in terms of accuracy, plus or minus. So yep, that's right. The cone of sizing. That's what I decided to call this, the cone of sizing. Hi, Allie. Good to see you here again. Appreciate that. You've joined in here on a few of these. Let's see what else. Stunning color combination, says Invicta Claus. First watch as well. Okay, so we're all posting afterwards? That'd be cool. Tag me on the Ryan Code on Instagram so then I can see it and I'll comment on it then too. Okay, cool. Yes, all right, but that was more than 2 years ago. I don't know what that's referring to. So, oh yeah, oh, that was way more than 2 years ago. The tungsten, yep. You might be able to find them secondhand. But, all right, there is a timepiece right there. First watch. Okay, second watch of the night. Let's see, I think I'll probably go to the Quadro. Yeah, I'll go to the Quadro. All right, so next watch, we're gonna go with Quadro. Now, the Quadro is a pretty sweet timepiece, and I haven't seen much from this particular collection for quite a while. And so people say it's a square case design, people say it's an octagonal shape design. You can make that determination. I mean, technically, there are 8 different sides that go along with this watch. That's what the Quadro has been known for with this particular collection, is to have many different sides, or to have that square, that octagonal look, really, for this particular watch. So what this is technically called is a 39 millimeter Quadro quartz square case bracelet watch. Now, this is the only color choice that's available on ShopHQ's website right now, so you can click on this, check it out, and see what it is. But this is going from $495. ShopHQ whacked 84% off. And so this is down to $79.99. $79.99 for this watch. Whether you want to call it a square or if you want to call it that octagonal shape here, notice you have the 8 different accent screws that are going to be on the bezel with that vertical brushed finish here for the timepiece. You get a 5-link design look here going for the bracelet of the timepiece. You're going to have that clasp. So it's that push button open clasp, which makes it really, really easy to take that bracelet both on and off the wrist. Now, in my opinion, I think this could be worn by both the men and the women. And of course, you're getting this super hot color on the inside with that blue. And one of my favorite features of this watch is the inner portion of the dial, which also mimics the design of the bezel. So it is that square / octagonal shape. But look at the horizontal sort of like striping that goes across. It's just different. I think it's with that sunray pattern is when the light hits, it just makes it look totally different. It almost makes it look organic, like it's just a one-off thing. And then, of course, you're going to have the hour markers that are going to be stick markers for 10 of them, except for both 6 and 12, where you're going to get the Roman numerals. And notice, too, for both the hour and the minute hand, that is going to have some luminescence on the inside here for that watch. Now, here's a watch on my wrist, so you can see what this looks like. I think that looks really, really nice. Yep, you needed that cone fix. Victor Claus, I'm glad I could deliver on that, brother. All right, let's see. Well, let's bring out the cone of sizing and see what size wrist this will go up to. I think this is the only reason why you guys tune in, is to see the cone of sizing. All right, we're looking at an 8 3/4 inch wrist size. All right, let's do some quick measurements here on the timepiece. So, let me see. Okay, here we go. Let's see, we're gonna go west to east. And I'm only going to go for the bezel of the watch to start, or I'll start with the crystal. So we'll start with the crystal. So the crystal is going to be, what are we looking at? 31.8, 31.9 millimeters. And then if we're looking just at the bezel is going to be just a little bit more, probably about 38 millimeters, and then 39, about 40, 41. West to east, including the little side elements here. And if we include in the crown, we're looking at about 43.5. Profile. Sitting up from the wrist, we're looking at, what is that number? I can't see it. 9.2. So it's well under ½ inch coming up off the wrist. And the bracelet looks like it just tapers barely off the first couple links. Oops, I still have some plastic on. I didn't notice I had that. So we're looking at, right here. What is that, about 21.7 millimeters? And then it's going to probably go down to about 20, I'm guessing. 19.8. And the bracelet's going to be a little bit thinner. You're looking at just about 4 millimeters on that bracelet. But a really sharp look. A little bit more of a modern take that goes along with this timepiece here. But this is the only color choice. And I think it's the least expensive watch of the show today. PC21 is the movement on the inside for this contemporary look. So it's a 3-hand movement, 0 joules. And you're still looking at about that under 20 seconds per month accuracy, plus or minus. So yeah, I think that's great. All right. Let me see. Very cool eye-catching dial. Yeah, I think that would make a great gift also. Square watches play larger than they measure. Yep, that's actually true, Bob. 100%. I agree with that. Yeah, okay. There we go. Well, we'll move on here then to the third timepiece. So you guys are going to post after the show. I'll post my Pro Diver. And then, yeah, send me a note or tag me in it so I can see it on Instagram. I'm the Ryan Code. If you're not following me for some reason, please do that. Okay, third watch. Here we go. Activated. Here it is. And so what we have right here, this is the 51 millimeter Pro Diver quartz chronograph light blue dial to no silicone strap watch. So some of you guys straight out of the gate might think, hey, you know what? That's like that Grand Pro Diver. Now, it's a Grand Diver that's within the Pro Diver collection. It's at 47 millimeter typically. But the Grand Pro Diver, not to be confused with the Grand Diver, the Grand Pro Diver actually it came out probably right around 2010 or so, again, to expand the Pro Diver line into bigger timepieces. And so the Grand Pro Diver was like this donut or this UFO-shaped case, a rounded case, 52 millimeters, 20 millimeters in the profile with a little bit of a domed crystal, but it had the same strap on it, like this. So what Invicta has done is they've kept that same look for the strap and also for the bezel, the timepiece, and the dial work that goes along with it, but it's just been done in this tonneau-shaped case. Tonneau-shaped is a square case where both the west and the east side of the case then will just bow out here within the watch. So what I like about this are the larger and very bold and defined minute or second markers on the bezel, and then even the larger Arabic numerals I always appreciated for the original round design. That's carried through on this. So you're getting into that turquoise dial or that light blue, whatever you want to call it, but notice too that wave pattern that just carries through for the embossing on the dial here for this watch. I think that looks just fantastic. Now, there's one 5-star review, 5 stars, and it was Patrick, and he said, beautiful watch. So glad I was able to get this at such an awesome price. So thank you for your review, Patrick. I hope you guys are doing reviews also with your purchases here on Shop HQ. We want to see those, okay? So let's go through a couple other things. So we have the VD53, same movement as we had with the Scuba for that first timepiece. So you're looking at that level of accuracy, under 20 seconds a month. You get the chronograph and you get the 24-hour scale, and then that date window between that 4th and 5th hour marker here for this watch. Now, the thing about this timepiece also is, if you look at the strap right here, you see that bend, you see that curve. It's actually the Invicta Contour technology, that patent. So when you have that watch going around your wrist, you put it through the buckle, you find out which size works best for you. It's going to just go along with the whole contour of your wrist. So even if it was just one keeper on there, or even the two, see how it just goes around? It just goes with the flow with that little sort of bended tip on the timepiece, which I really like. I think it's a really cool thing Invicta came out with. As simple as it may seem, totally functional. And it's a bigger timepiece. I mean, look at that. My wrist size is about 6 3/4. It's a little bit big, but that's one of the fortes of Invicta is the bigger timepiece. Now I do have C hunters. I have 2 58 millimeter Sea Hunters, one of the SW200 with actually kind of that blue dial. The other one's a blue dial also, both leather straps. The other one has a quartz movement on it. Let's see about anything else. 51 millimeters by 15. Let's just measure that out for you guys. So if we're going to crystal, the widest part of the crystal between going side to side, which is going to be from 9 to 3, we're looking at what? 33, 34 millimeters. If we're going north to south, it's going to be maybe just a little bit more. Just a little bit more. All right? Or maybe it's the same. There's just a little bit of a difference. And then if we're looking at the case, west to east, you're probably right at that. What is that? 49 millimeters. If we're going all the way out to the crown, it's hard because it shows backwards on here. Was that 55.4? And then profile is going to be 15.3, right? Yeah. Okay. Oh, I'm getting a phone call right now during my live stream. There's someone, it's funny, someone usually calls me during my live streams. It's hilarious. It's like almost a thing. So, is that dial a mirror teal? Yeah, you know what? It's not quite mirror. Like, it's not showing reflection of my face or anything. It's just more of a sun ray pattern. I'll show you this a little bit closer in Victor Claus. Now, it's totally different in contrast to the 3 different subdials, which are basically matte on this. Okay? $89.99, you guys. That's a great price. Here's the case back for you. You can see right there. Wrist sizes, the cone of sizing, everybody's waiting for. All right, let's see where we're at. Cone of sizing, we are at, looks like we're starting at about a 7-inch wrist. And then it will go up to, let's see, go all the way up to pretty generous. Oh my, holy shnikes. 10.5-inch wrist. 10.5-inch wrist. Look at right there. Impressive. Tony White would have not even be on the end buckle on that. That guy has 9-inch wrist size. All right, there we go. Okay, final watch. Final watch here for the evening. So we're gonna go with, and yeah, this is pretty cool. Now, I want to make a distinction about this. If you look at the website, at Shop HQ, it's going to show you, let me see if I can find it. Oh, maybe I didn't take a photo. All right, if you guys click on this next watch, so it's going to be the Ocean Voyage. Now, I just want to say right out of the gate, the sample that I have right here, it actually has a black case. And you'll see it says Ocean Voyage off to the side. I'll get into what that means. If you look at Shop HQ's website, it's actually going to show a silver tone case. But I did a little further research, and I think what happened is the imagery from Invicta might have just put in a silver tone case, because I looked at the model number and I checked on the spec app, which probably most of you guys know, it showed a silver tone case too, but the actual watch that I have with that model number in the back, it's a black case. So I am 95% saying you're gonna get that black case if you order this watch, okay? So here we go. It is the Ocean Voyage. And so what the Ocean Voyage is referencing is back in 2017, Shop HQ and Invicta took over a cruise ship. Yes, they took over a cruise ship. Some of you were there 2017, others you came later or did the collector cruises after, but overtook an entire cruise ship and did that for 3 years after that first time. And we broadcasted from the ship. And so it's to pay homage to that and commemorate that. But then also Invicta has so many different watches that have that nautical theme. And so this watch, again, just representing that. And so that's what we're getting with the Ocean Voyage. So with this, this is the only color choice. Now it does say on Shop HQ's website too, when you go to order, it does say silver tone. But I am almost certain you will get the black. I looked other model numbers. I didn't see anything that looked like this with the silver tone. I looked up and down, like 10 model numbers up, 10 model numbers down. I didn't see a silver tone. So anyway, yes, Invicta Pirates. Yeah, I like the black and the red contrast Okay. Oops. Randall, you had a question here. Let me see. On a leather strap, single deployment class, will it really set this timepiece over the top? This one, Randall, you're looking at? I think this watch is great for 99 bucks. You can't go wrong with that. 18 karat gold. There's a silver tone with a silver tone case with a blue leather strap. You still get the black bezel, black dial. Yeah, I think that's a sharp timepiece. All right, back to this timepiece right here. So what we're looking at, regular price is $1,095. Shop HQ brought it down 92%. I think it's the largest savings percentage-wise today. So we're looking at $89.99 to get into this timepiece. All right, and so you have, that nautical theme that goes along. You have Ocean Voyage, which is on the back here. There's going to be a gasket also just for two effects, just to show off a little bit more color, but then also just to grab that crown if you need to. It's a little extra gription for you on that, which is going to match the outside of the bezel. Now, there's a thing is the internal portion here will actually rotate, not the red on the outside, but the internal black for the unidirectional rotating bezel for this watch. I'll just bring it around the horn one full time. So you have 120 clicks right there. Quartz movement on the inside. The PC32 from Time Module Inc. is going to be the movement. And what we're looking at here too is, I think this one, it should be, I think most of them are 200 meters of water resistance. Just double checking. Yep, 200 meters. So feel free to go snorkeling, swimming, diving if you choose to do so for this timepiece. And I'll get out the calipers and we'll measure it up here in just a moment. So it almost has like that sea monster look. If you guys remember the sea monster that came out a number of years ago. A lot of collectors really, really love that watch. And I think now there are different renditions of it. But yeah. Yeah, Randall. Oh, you want to see it? Yeah, the older sea monster that this remote. Yeah, exactly, Bob. I didn't even see that. Here, Randall. Here's this timepiece from before. I think that was a great price to be able to get into a watch. Okay. Let me know if you want to see it up close again, Randall. Okay, so anyway, back to the movement here. You can even get the red trim that goes around every hour marker. You're going to get a little bit larger hour and minute hand on the inside and a little red accent right at the very end, right at the tip of that second hand on the inside of this timepiece. Flame Fusion Crystal is actually going to protect that. So you're going to have that fusion of a sapphire crystal with that scratch resistance along with the mineral crystal for that hardness here to protect the dial of the watch. The strap then is completely molded in specifically for this particular case design right here. And then, yeah, and let me get out the measurement here. So if we're going from from 10 to 4, and that's going to hit that little bit of an edge for the bezel. So the widest part, including the bezel, is going to be 54, but if we don't include that part in, that's where we're getting right at that 52 millimeters. 9 to 3, including the crown, you're looking at about 57, 58 millimeters. The overall thickness, we're looking at, what is that, 15.4? Yeah. I can't tell if it's 15 or 12 when it's backwards here on my. And then the crystal width, crystal diameter, 32 millimeters here for the watch. Strap, it's a wide strap. I mean, the widest portion of it, 31 millimeters. It's going to taper down to about 22. And then the fourth and final code of sizing appearance tonight with a single keeper, mind you. But look at this. You got the oversized keeper that will be a part of this. All right, we are looking at 6.5 inches. So 6.5 all the way then up to, what color was your sea monster, Bob? Okay, we're looking at the size all the way up to 9 inches. 9-inch wrist. You can see that's fitting around pretty tight there, okay? So yeah, variety out there. I'll just go through everything real quick if you guys want to look at it. If you're just jumping in a little bit later. Yeah. Bob has one, or Watch Junkie has one too. All right, you guys, I'm going to jump off here in just a minute. I'll just show you guys all the watches again in case a few of you just joined late and you wanted to see what was in the live stream here tonight. But I'm going to go right after this, jump on Instagram. I'm going to post my first Invicta watch. and see if other people post, and also tag me in it so I know that you got it, okay? Or so I know that you posted. All on Instagram. Follow me, the Ryan Code. Okay, here we go with what was like the Sea Monster before, but it's a Pro Diver Ocean Voyage at 52 millimeter, $89.99. This is the only color choice. It does say silver tone, shows a silver tone case, but I believe you will get the black, all right? So then the next item we're looking at, just to go in reverse here with everything, we're looking at, okay, the tonneau shape, So right here, we have the tonneau shape, only color choice today. And you're going to order this under turquoise. And the price went from $8.95 down to $89.99. $89.99 for this 51 millimeter Pro Diver Quartz chronograph, light blue dial tonneau shape strap watch. Okay. The next item, the third out of 4, is going to be the Quadro. So the Quadro, I'm just putting up right now. And the Quadro, right here, modern, sleek, easy to read, lowest price of the show for this 39 millimeter Quadro quartz square case bracelet watch, $495 down to $79.99. This is the only color choice. I love that internal dial here for the watch. I think that looks sharp. All right, and then the final timepiece, which we kicked off here today, goes back to the Pro Diver. That 48 millimeter, I'll just tag it right now, 48 millimeter Pro Diver. 2 different color choices. This is going to be the black, and then I have the blue right here, just as a photo of that. So you're gonna have a silver tone case, blue leather strap, black bezel, black dial. Love this color choice here, plated in 18 karat gold, regular $7.95 MSRP. ShopeeChoo brought it down to $99.99. All right, everybody. Thank you so much. I believe I'll be here on Wednesday, and then TikTok, I think for sure on Thursday, Friday. I'm still just waiting for the schedule on that, but I will be posting for when that's available. Go to Instagram after. Also do it on Facebook. Find me on Victor Ryan on Facebook, the Ryan Code on Instagram. I'll post my first Invicta watch and would love to see yours. Be sure to tag me in those and be sure to follow me. And I'll catch up with you soon. Thank you so much for being here. Enjoy your Sunday evenings, and I appreciate you taking the time to spend with me. All right, take care.